his or her past, and my earlier encounter with the person, all that I know. Now I interact with the person. Okay? Now you tell me, am I interacting with the person per se, or am I interacting with the image of the person that is there in my mind? I am interacting with the image. So I have an unhappy experience with the person, therefore I put a grumpy face the moment the person comes to me. I don't want to smile. Because I am not looking at the person, I am looking at the image of the person that there is in the mind. Means I am projecting the image on the person and I am looking at the image. And I don't like the image, therefore I put a grumpy face. Means what? I am reacting to an image that I have projected myself. This is how people live. When between husband and wife there are 4 images, not 1. Not 2, there are 4 images. And the samsara, they call it samsara anyway, that deserves to be called samsara. It is the samsara between these 4 images, never between the true self on either side. The husband has an image of the wife, and husband has an image of himself. He is the husband, you know. And wife has an image of the husband, and wife has her own image. Therefore now 4 images are there, and they interact with each other. And therefore, as long as these images are in place, there is no true love. There is only coexistence, mutual coexistence, which continues as long as it is convenient. Therefore, life is like that. Life is a very funny thing it is. Therefore, so on the other hand, when I look at the person, I decided that I will die. There is death to the memory. I consciously allow the memory to die. Now I am looking at the person. There is no image. Then there is the person. Then I smile spontaneously. I need not make an effort to smile. I smile. And then what happens, happens. Whatever happens is not the point, you know. We are not discussing what happens. What happens? This is a mithya world. Whatever happens, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Therefore, the death is such a powerful thing it is. And therefore, I will liberate these people. So, Bhashyakara. Sa eva sagaraha iva sagaraha duruttaratvat tasmat mrityu samsara sagarat. So, the samsara, the life of continuity, you see, people, they give a lot of value to the continuity because they don't know, you know. They don't know. They are caught in the tradition, the so-called tradition. What is tradition? It is continuity. What you call tradition, it is continuity. A thought which was frozen continues. And you give a very special name to it, tradition. And if you translate it as sampradaya, the sampradaya has acquired in recent times a very undesirable connotation also. If you go to North India and look at the election scene, they denounce the opponent saying that ye to sampradaya wala hai, communal. Anyway, that's a digression. So coming back to the point, what you call tradition is continuity. And so it is continuing and continuing and continuing. You have certain names in that flow of continuity and pick up those names as if you have met them recently some time back. And then you want to be a pole in that continuity and you will see that it continues. Appa, you are caught in the net of time. You don't know what is the truth. Because you are caught now. How can... and now if somebody says the truth is timeless, the person is not even willing to accept it. Because the conditioning is like that. It is so powerful. So you cannot pierce or penetrate that conditioning. So this is the problem of Vedanta. Now you know why Vedanta people study for decades and remain a bag of bones, Because the truth is so tough to get at, particularly when there is this thick veil of time. Time becomes a thick veil. Time has passed. And an entire story of the past, which is brought forward in the name of tradition. And then time is future, an entire imagination of the future, which is brought to bear upon your thinking. How are you going to know the truth? Because truth doesn't belong to time. So people have to think about it. So Shankara says, the samsara is continuity. Samsara is the most beautiful word. Because if I have to translate continuity into Sanskrit, I use the word samsara. Samyak sarati. It continuously flows and flows and flows. And then if I have to translate samsara into English, if I say bondage, that is not the translation, that is interpretation. Bandha is bondage. Samsara is a life of becoming. That is the correct translation. Or life of continuity. And you look at yourself, I have said many times already, you want continuity. You want continuity of many, many, many things. Look at your life. You want continuity. And therefore, you are anxious, you are afraid. When you want continuity, what else you will be? You will be afraid. Because the blessed thing may not continue. Because the whole thing is in the grip of death. What you want to continue, what you want to continue, it is in the grip of death, and so it won't continue. I am frightened of losing whatever few teeth I am left with. Just really I am telling you. And somebody is frightened whatever few strands of hair he is left with, he may lose. Because you want them to continue, and therefore you are anxious. You become anxious. And you think your anxiety and fear is caused by some silly thing which somebody has put in your head. Because you use your head as a waste basket for all the superstitions of the people of the world. You don't think. So, therefore you want continuity. The moment you want continuity, there is fear. Because what is continuous is in the grip of death. Mrityu samsara sagarat. So, no surprise, you cannot cross it over. Duruttaratvat. Therefore, it is an ocean. Don't take the word ocean literally. Sagara iva sagaraha. Don't start a story with the literal ocean. Ocean, rivers. Then one country that side, one country this side. So don't start on a ship to go through. Don't start all that. Okay? It is sagara iva sagaraha. Okay, it's a metaphor. And that is Prathama Vibhakti. Make it Tasmat, it becomes Panchami Vibhakti. Then what is this Maya Veshita Chetasam? Those whose mind is engrossed in myself. That is Ishvara. What is that? Mayi Vishwarupe Aveshitam Samahitam Praveshitam Cheto Yesham. So to whom their mind, their focus, their faculty of thinking is put into Praveshitam, is put into Ishvara. Who is this Ishvara? You see, we are studying Gita. Here we are not talking of Ishvara as a person. Unless you say cosmic person. The Purusha Sukta, Purusha is, that is what Ishvara is. Not a person who gets married, who have children, and sometimes who is there and sometimes who is here. That kind of a person. You are a person, and therefore you project another person. That is called the anthropomorphic God. That is not the God we are talking about. The God who alone upholds this entire creation. And therefore, who appears like gold, appears in the form of a variety of ornaments, and the sunlight appears in the form of a variety of shapes and forms. It is like when the river is flowing, the sun rays fall so obliquely, all the rivulets of water, all the wavelets, not rivulets, the wavelets and waves, they make the light of the sun broken into a million pieces. One light of sun appears broken into million pieces when you look at the river. Same way, Ishvara appears as all the living beings of this creation, as friends and foes, as birds and animals, as plants and so all human beings. That is the Vishwarupa. As living and non-living also, and as the moon and the sun, and as the earth and the wind. That is the Vishwarupa. And you are focused on the Vishwarupa. You are not focused on the Rupa. You are focused on that which appears as all forms. You are not focused on this form or that form, selectively. Forms are not real. The one who has taken all these forms alone is real. You see, in Bollywood or in Tollywood, these cinema people, he says, I have acted in 250 roles. He has got a Guinness record. He has acted in 250 roles. Now, which role is truly he? Which role? None. He is something other than those 250 roles. That is how the truth is. Gold is something other than the multitude of ornaments that it appears as. Similarly, Ishvara is something distinct from all these forms that Ishvara upholds. And so that is the Vishwarupa. And therefore, that Vishwarupa, you focus on that Vishwarupa. You don't focus on this Rupa, that Rupa. You focus on the one who appears as all Rupas, the Bahuvrihi. Vishwani Rupani Yasya Saha. The Bahuvrihi, Anyapadartha Pradhana. The many is not important. The forms are not important. The one who has all these forms alone is important. And so you focus on that. That means even while you see the form, you see through the form, the name and form. You see it and see through it and arrive at that which is essentially nameless and formless. That is the Vishwarupa. Like you look at the actor who has played 250 roles. When you look at the actor, you have known all the 250 roles, but then you have left all those roles behind and you understand the actor as he is. Something like that. Okay? That is the Vishwarupa. And so you focus on that Vishwarupa who is in you. He is not away from you. He is in you. And then when will he uplift me? When will he uplift me? In the coming month he will uplift me, or coming year. That becomes a continuity again. Therefore, there is no time element in it. Na chirat. The chirat is the time element. Put a na before that. It doesn't take time to uplift you. For the horizontal, it takes time. For the vertical, it doesn't take time. Because horizontal is the time domain. Vertical is the domain of the timeless. So, if you want to make more money, it takes time. But if you want to give up money, it doesn't take time. Give up money means cognitively. You give up, you understand that you do not own anything. There is money, but I do not own it. I am not connected to it. And I see that. To see the truth, it doesn't take time. Knowledge is not time bound. Action is time bound. When you convert the knowledge into a process, then the timeless, you brought it down into the time bound. Therefore, assuming that you will get it, still it is not what you think it is. That's why it is like saying some Mahatma says, I got moksha 12 years back. And he has the date and time also written. Just now he is coming from the heart cardiologist. And he is thinking of consulting another cardiologist, second opinion. But he got moksha 12 years back. Aisa hota hai, what kind of moksha it is. Chalo. Let us say the verse. Teshamaham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya veshita chetasam. So we have completed one topic, an important topic. Then we now enter into another topic. We are studying a book, but then we are studying the book of life. That is what we are studying. Printed book is only a bahana, an excuse to study the book of life. The next verse would be, it comes from the Bhakta Lakshana, Yasman no dvijate lokaha, lokan no dvijate chayaha, harsha marsha bhayodvegaihi, mukto yassacha me priyaha. This is the topic of anxiety and fear. A very important topic. If you are free from anxiety and fear, you have conquered the world. You need not conquer people, you have to conquer anxiety and fear. That is the topic. I will discuss this aspect of life in some detail, and then we will move forward. Om Purnamada.